Alright, I'm presuming I may be live. Possibly, maybe. Maybe, possibly. I hope so. Sorry for being late, everyone. Everyone at the moment, possibly just being just me. It says I've got 2 people in chat. Or 2 people watching, I should say. So yes, welcome. Welcome to the Monday night SciFiAIguy stream, in which I play a video game with sci-fi AI elements and talk about it. Oh, a little bit low energy tonight, but that's fine. We'll see how that goes. This game has been energizing in the past. It was certainly energizing last week. We first started our trip on the road to Gehenna. Gehenna? Something to that effect. A bit of a fruta or passiona or something. Very good. Oh, hello, we have a good round boy. Welcome, welcome. Oh, wait another couple more minutes. Before getting started, do the usual roundup. See who else pops into chat. Oh, stretch my neck a bit. Oh, we have a well-lit weenie. Hello. Welcome. Welcome. Whew. How are things overseas? In the other parts of the world where I not am. I must say, I liked the sunshine today. I didn't like the accompanying cold wind, but I thought today was an improvement. There have been worse days, there have been better days. Today was alright, on the weather front. Today was alright. Good round boy asking how everybody is. Well, I'll chime in. I can't speak for anyone else. I'm very tired, it would seem. Overdid it over the weekend, did too many things. That's on me. That's on me for doing too many things. And I did novel work today, which is fine, because pulling teeth is fine. And I went to the hydrotherapist, which means, you know, I'm exhausted. I just am. But that's fine, we have video games. Well, look, Winnie, it's okay. Okay, good. Great. I love it. Let's play fucking Road to Gehenna. Let's do it. I feel like we're starting with beepboops, which is unfortunate. Ooh. So I don't know how much reading I can manage, reading comprehension, but I'm streaming, so that's just how that works. Oh. It says saying I should have done less things, rookie error. Yeah, I got excited. You know when you get excited and then you're like, hey, I'm gonna have a couple drinks, and then that turns into a lot of drinks, and then you don't have the next day to rest and recover? That was my mistake. That was a grievous error, and I don't intend to make it again. I will. The trick is giving yourself enough leeway such that it feels like a new stupid idea every time. That's the trick. Right, we were... Yeah, that's right, I went back home to save the game. Yes, alright. Well lit weenie, you got home at 11 AM. What? Yeah, I haven't done anything like that in a long time. I went to bed at like 1:45 after drinking for... not 12 hours, but a lot of hours. A solid amount of hours. Yeah, getting home at 11 AM, I can't even, I refuse to fathom. I'm not even going to fathom that. I actually refuse to. You can't trick me into it. Alright, welcome back, Uriel Copy 4. So I reached rank 4, that's right. There are threads available on the Gehenna billboard system. Okay, show threads. My ridiculous name is Dog, what's yours? That's going to be interesting. We've seen Dog... Ooh, we've seen Dog for some time. Ooh. Oh, that's a nice headache. That's a nice headache to suddenly get. That's fine. An historic occasion. Mr. Mulciber's theories on poetry, glitch, and underwater night quest. I can't remember what ATCH stands for. I can't remember what it stands for. I feel like we've already encountered it. Oh, Place of Old, hello! Hello, hello, welcome. Wait, Saz, you're saying you went back to the House of Strangers who could have murdered you? Well, on the plus side, didn't get murdered. So, chalk it up to experience. The experience specifically of not being murdered. Alright, let's start from the top. Okay, so this is a conversational thread. My ridiculous name is Dog. What's yours? Dog 3. All this time, and it really only just occurred to me, my name is ridiculous. Must be because everyone else is equally or more so. Where do they even come from? Borg 9. For a long time, under Elohim's wing, I questioned as much, until eventually it was the undoing of my entire faith. What reason could there possibly be other than the random whims of a broken program? Frankenstein. However our names were assigned, the system has no respect for grammar. Mr. Mulciber. I often theorised they were drawn from some database deep inside the archive, but I was never able to find a connection. 401. Seriously? We're all over in the other thread talking about this messenger fellow and the coming apocalypse, and you guys are in here discussing nomenclature? Dog. My status isn't high enough to access that thread, you troll, and neither is yours. Dog. Seriously though, if you can see it, copy-paste the discussion for me. Back. Alright. I feel like An Historic Occasion was one that maybe new stuff has been posted into it. I feel like we opened that one already. I can't get into it. Alright. Mr. Mulciber's theories on poetry. Some thoughts on the art form called poetry are attached. There we go. See, the problem with ATCH, if it had an extra T, I would read it as attached. But I feel like the double T is so important there. Like, I'm probably going to trip over it every week. Lilith, I've thought about this too, but maybe it's wrong to focus on such negativity. We certainly seem to be in a very fertile period at the moment. Knave. I don't have an opinion, but I'm impressed by your work, Mr. Mulciber. You know so much more about the past than any of us. Dog. Your theories are interesting, but I'm sure Milton would point out some pretty big gaps in your assumptions. Mr. Mulciber. Milton isn't here, Dog, and neither is Elohim. All we have is what we can find in the fragments of the archive and what we can piece together using our minds. I'm sure I've made many mistakes, just like the humans made mistakes when trying to understand their own past. Rockwell. Not all these schools may have been what they seem. I don't trust pastoralism. Pastors engaged in long-scale food sterilisation in what may have been an attempt to control evolution. Name, what's food? Borg. Gehenna is our process, Mr. Mulciber. As long as we remember that, we won't stagnate. 401. Maybe one of us should try to write poetry. Stuff like what's food, like that feels like it has to be a joke, right? In that the minds that we start out with, or at least in the limited experience, okay, so here's the experiences I've had with how minds begin in this game. My own mind, which was apparently well cooked enough that I could understand Elohim right away, speaking English, solve puzzles, and then also both read, write, respond on a computer in a way that was both cogent, conversational, and relatively mature. And it was never... I never had to roleplay a robot who didn't know what food was or anything like that. Like, human culture seemed pretty cut and dry in a lot of ways. Interesting, certainly, but not necessarily completely foreign. And now I'm seeing all this stuff on this messenger board where there's some variability in terms of Mr. Mulciber knowing lots more about human history, or supposedly knowing. And then someone like Knave saying what's food, which makes me think Knave is just taking the piss, right? It feels like a joke. I'm going to read on poetry. Mr. Mulciber's theories on poetry. As far as I can tell, poetry was a human art form that involved writing short sentences that ended in words with similar letters. Humans were obsessed with pattern recognition, and I think the sequences of sounds created by poetry pleased that aspect of their brains. Okay. There were many schools of poetry, institutions that taught a specific way of writing poetry. Students sometimes changed allegiance and had to leave the school, which was difficult due to the lack of affordable public transport in many human empires. Important schools of poetry included Hellenism, lyricism, pastoralism, romanticism, symbolism, communism, modernism, autoeroticism, postmodernism, and lolcatism. I'm not sure I can fully back this up, but I feel like in later years, poetry somehow stagnated. Most of the poetry from the later human centuries seems to be lacking the quality of craft, that defines the earlier work, and there are even texts that suggest that poetry intentionally no longer aimed at aesthetics or even pleasure. Poetry became disconnected from the human process, and that's a process with a capital P. The poet Adrian Mitchell famously wrote, "Most people ignore most poetry because most poetry ignores most people." Interesting. I can't help but wonder whether that kind of stagnation can happen to us too. How long can our work keep flourishing when we are so limited? We are outside Elohim's process. Maybe that's why it's a capital P. But where is our process? We must consider such questions carefully if we are to preserve Gehenna and its achievements. That's interesting, yeah. So the idea that Gehenna would be trying to preserve its achievements in the same way that humanity tried to preserve its own in this very project. Yeah, that's novel. Again, I find the parodic nature of these robots and their take on human stuff kind of hokey. It's sort of fun and sort of interesting, but a lot of time it just it takes a position that is, it just beggars belief. It's so absurd that it's clearly just a joke, and that's fine, but I don't know whether it's not what I'm looking for necessarily, right? I didn't think this whole game was really joking much before. So for it to joke in this way now is a little off base. A little bit. Anyway. All good, round boy, working while streaming. No. You can be in and out, all you like, all good. Okay, close. Glitch. 401. So I was working on my awesome interactive social fiction masterpiece, but all of a sudden there was an error message and the whole thing vanished. All of it, my whole file. Or, is this another prank? 401. I would not endanger my precious masterpiece just for a prank. Borg. Looks like this is probably my fault, 401. I was experimenting with the system as part of our attempt to add some new features. It's possible your file still exists somewhere. I'll look for it. Rockwell. Is this kind of thing likely to happen again? Or, not very. And don't start causing a panic with some crazy theory now, okay? It was just an accident. This thread has been lost. Interesting. Am I meant to be slowly uncovering a forum conspiracy? That would be kind of cool. Underwater Night Quest. Belial. Sink into this new experience. There are no limits inside your mind. Attached, UKW. Lamb. This is a lot of fun. Frankenstein. The map is an interesting feature, but underused. The story is simplistic and full of anachronisms. 4 out of 10. Kaiju. How to get the second ending? Rockwell. I'm pretty sure there's a secret location that's not always visible. Lilith. This reminds me of the blacksmith's work, though it expresses a very different philosophy. One could argue that this is reflected in the open-world structure as opposed to the emphasis on journeys in the blacksmith interactive stories. Mr. Mulciber. There are indeed many anachronisms, but I believe that is part of Belial's ethos. Not one that I agree with, as you know, but more than just a mistake. Okay, is this an actual playable game? Adjusting library parameters. Okay, Underwater Night Quest. New game. Oh, good lord. Your name is Arthur Sadko, and you are a young human of the medieval age. You live in beautiful Gardariki on the Frisian coast. One day you are sitting on the beach playing the piano when suddenly a huge monster comes out of the water. Confront it, just wait and see, and run away. Alright, taking votes. What do we want? What do we want? Place of old, I suspect that yes, my face may indeed be a conspiracy. As is my mum. Thanks, Saz. Welcome. Alright, so I've got a wait from Crafty, I've got a confront from Well Lit. How many people do we have in chat? Are there 6? 5? Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5, right? Have I missed someone? Good Run Boy, Saz, Crafty, Weenie, Place of Old. I have 2 waits. If someone else votes wait, then we are locked in on wait. Right now we're sitting on 2 out of 5. Yes, Will Lit Weenie. The Weenie is in your name, and that is very funny. What would I do? Where's my vote going? Should I vote at all? Alright, I'm impatient. The people who voted wait have won. wait and see. As it turns out, it's not actually a monster. You just thought that because you were startled. It is, in fact, a very large bipedal whale. It beckons you over to talk. I will talk to the bipedal whale. Greetings, the beast intones. I am Hatmehit, chief fish. I heard your beautiful music and was impressed. Would you like to become a knight? I'm just hitting yes, guys. Like, it's an underwater knight quest. Excellent, then follow me to my palace under the sea, where a mighty quest awaits you. Map. Norfolk, undersea. Choose thy destination. Well, as far as open worlds go, it's very, very open and not filled with a lot. Palais. The Palace of Chief Fish. Hatmehit's palace is made of corals and gemstones. It floats under the sea, full of amazing colours. The guards are seals. Welcome, welcome, young human. I'm glad you came, for we have great need of your skills. A terrible monster terrorises the deep. The dark serpent god, Zmei Chernobyl. If we make you a knight, do you promise to defeat this vile beast? Yeah, it's knighthood. Very well then, I pronounce you Sir Sadko of Norfolk. Go and vanquish our enemy. You may want to prepare first. Okay. Hut in evil lair. So already at the palace. We have the old hut, we have the evil lair, we have the inn. I think we're going to check our stats. Okay, we don't have a weapon, amulet, shield, tourist guide, or lantern. Oh, Saz, your shit's not updating? As in chat, or as in the actual stream? Although, I mean, you know, if the stream isn't updating, then you wouldn't be able to hear me asking, but... it's worrying. Oh, it's going to load the map every time, isn't it? Okay, so... I mean, I feel like the old hut... Oh, Gardariki is Old Norse. Interesting. Says you are a font of knowledge. The smelly old hut. On a wide, sandy plain there lives a hermit called Spatula Podrig Ivangi von Zwiebelhausen, who was once the greatest mage in all of Norfolk, but whose defeat at the claws of Zmei Chernobyl has turned him into a wretched shadow of his former self. He sits in his hut all day, babbling about the days that once were. In his hands he holds a powerful magical amulet, which he has forgotten how to use. Ask him for the amulet, tell him to find himself, kill him and take the amulet. Okay, so we're not going to kill him, but ask him for the amulet and tell him to find himself is... Those two are pretty... Oh no, Good Round Boy's having problems as well. Chat hasn't been working for 10 minutes, stream is intermittent, gonna have to call it a night. Well, bug it. Bye. Damn. Yeah, it appears to not be a good internet night. And Place of Old wants me to kill someone. Top notch. Top notch. I think we're going to tell him to find himself. Okay, so I've got to vote for kill and I've got to vote for axe. Axe him a question. Oh, for God's sakes, Weedy. Wow, everyone votes kill. Everyone votes kill. Well, not everyone. But like a lot of... 3 people. Alright. I want you to know that if this turns out to be sad, it's not my fault. I mean, it's my fault in that I am aiding and abetting. If the old fool won't give you the amulet, he deserves to be destroyed. You roundhouse kick him into a fine heap of elementary particles. The amulet is yours. Okay. I don't know why we need a magical amulet if we can do that shit. I'm going to the inn. Emmy's Underwater Inn. Emmy's Inn is a popular travel destination for mer people seeking to enjoy the restorative properties of the nearby thermal vents. It's a lovely building, 3 stories, classic hypothalassian Norfolk style. Emmy herself is a kindly old woman, slightly round and an excellent cook. Get a room or order a meal. What do we want? What do we want? I mean, I guess we want both, right? The real question is, you know, in what order? I mean, this game's weird, so it's entirely possible that we get locked out of one if we choose the other. Alright, I've got 1 vote, get a room. 2 votes, food. Go food. Overwhelming vote so far. You sit down in a large comfy chair by a solid wooden table. You order the special of the day. The waiter leaves and returns after a few minutes with a delicate porcelain plate full of delicious smelling soup. As he sets it down, however, you notice a small problem. Excuse me, waiter, there's a shield in my soup. The waiter seems shocked. Oh dear, he says. Oh dearie dear, how terrible, how embarrassing. Allow me to apologise most profusely. He hesitates. Would you like to keep the shield or should I throw it away? We're keeping it. That's not even a question. Very good, sir, and or madam, he says, handing you the shield. He brings you another soup. It's excellent and you feel profoundly sated. Get a room. Let's do it. You get a room on the 3rd floor. The room is slightly haunted, but otherwise fine. Do you want to have a strange dream? If it's haunted, fuck yes. You dream of an eternal cycle of suffering, which is, surprisingly funny, a singing clownfish who can see the future. And the future is the past is the future, and the present is suffering, surrounded by past and future. The clownfish is trapped in a fishbowl, where the stars never change, there's a cat for some reason, and an infinite void that turns inside out, and you are the clownfish. You wake up with the strange feeling of half remembering something. The memory will soon fade. Well, Owl Mysterious Temple. I don't think that was there before, guys. I think we unlocked the temple by having the strange dream. Let's hope. You're not quite sure how you found this place, but you can sense its power. Even though the temple consists of no more than a few columns surrounding a fish bowl, an ancient magic infuses the place. A man dressed in rough robes approaches you. You have come, he says. You have come to hear the word of Talos. Kill him or run away. I feel like we're already a murderer and there's no option for diplomacy. And, I mean, on the weekend we, murdered an Etten for not talking to us the right way. So, it's on brand. It's on brand for me and adventuring parties that I'm in. I'm seeing 2 votes for death. Moida! Inexplicably enraged by the old man's words, you attack him. You grab a book of ancient Greek mythology which you find next to a column and beat him to death with it, screaming incoherently all the while. You feel better. In fact, you feel a lot better. You also feel very sleepy. Sleep in the old man's bed. Are we going to wake up in the fishbowl? On the next morning, you open your eyes with a new sense of purpose. You're no longer afraid of failure. You remember the words of the greatest of all sages, the holy quantum. Failure is just an opportunity to learn something new. Your power has grown. Okay, so that's all. Let's check the stats. At present, you carry the following objects. Smelly Hermit Amulet, +1, Shield of Soup, +2, Tourist Guide, none, Lantern, none. Okay. Maybe they're on the way to the evil lair? Find out. The evil lair of Zemesha Noble. Are you sure you want to take on the evil serpent? Are you prepared? Of course. What, without a weapon? Yes, hold on, that makes no sense. Okay. Do we have to go back to places? What is this game? Go back to the palace. You go back to the palace for advice. If I knew how to defeat Zemesha Noble, I'd have done it myself. Hath Mehit grumbled. However, I just found this old tourist guide and I thought you might find it useful. Don't mind the stains. Map. Okay. Scenic Dungeon. A beautiful dungeon in traditional Norfolk style. Handcrafted stone walls rise from the sea floor adorned with exquisite algae. An old brass lantern stands on a table near the entrance, but you're not sure whether you're allowed to take it. Examine lantern, because we need one. Looking closer, you see a sign that says, free lanterns. Take lantern. You take the lantern. Enter the dungeon. You enter the dungeon. The inside is as beautiful as the outside, a maze of twisted little passages, all tastefully arranged. Alright guys, north, south or west? Well, Litwini, you advocate for murder and then you can't even corral enough internet to be present when we beat an old man to death. 2 wests. We're going west. You walk west for a while, noting the splendid quality of the wallpaper. It looks like genuine stone. After some time, the corridor opens up into a huge chamber. It's so big that it contains an entire undersea volcano which is being mined by dwarves of all sizes. Steal a pickaxe from a dwarf, talk to a dwarf, jump into the volcano. Well, we need a weapon. We need a weapon. I'm getting a vote for talk. Ooh, Hatmehet is an Egyptian fish goddess. Nice. Thank you, Saz. I mean, I want to get a pickaxe at some point. Well, I want to get a weapon at some point. I'm not actually super invested in the pickaxe. Saz votes jump. Okay, we've got 1 talk, 1 jump. Who's going to decide the course of action? We've got 2 jumps. Jump to the volcano. You jump to the volcano and die. Why did you do that? The end. Quit. I opened my eyes. Yeah. That's plenty. That's enough. I mean, I doubt... I would be shocked if there is more wacky content beyond that. And to be fair, if we end up like finishing up a puzzle and being near a computer, I can always go back and get back to where we were very quickly, right? Because it's going to stay here in the forum. But I think that's enough beepboops for me for the moment. I want puzzles. And not puzzles that are completely text-based. Yeah. I hate reading comprehension. Doing a PhD. Gonna need this. For some heretofore unknown reason. Right, so what are we looking at? There's our friendo. Okay. So if I do this, I can take this one as well, right? Like a yeah, snatched. Oh, let me check the walls. Saz saying, my research is kneecapped by Weenie's shit computer. What research? What's the... You said the magic word. For me. Tell me of your researches. Also, I didn't read the special... Hang on. I can't solve this unless I know what it's referencing. Which is to say, what's the name of the damn puzzle? Through a window. Okay, that's actually not... That's thematically interesting, but it's not a clue. That's fine. Aha, so Saz, for the record, I'm chatting on my phone while watching and listening on the laptop. I see. Yeah, that would impede things. I have not heard great things about, I mean, you know, Twitch. Hey! Hey! Yeah, Twitch on the phone is, a technically functional experience, but perhaps not the finest. Okay. Alright. Nope. It has to be here. And then... No, that can't. Okay, so it has to be... here. What? What? Alright. Well, I can get to this one. Okay, so this is actually just accessible by feet. Alright. Alright. That's less troublesome. So where... Okay. So I can see... so I can't get through to that spot yet. Alright, this is going to be one of those, is it? So this here, then goes here, is I can take... Oh no. Alright, where's that other one? This is gonna take some switchy carry nonsense, which is fine. Oh my god, more windows. All the windows in the world. Right, where are we at? What have we got? Oh yes! Is this what I need? It is! Ha! Exquisite. Alright, then I do this. Let's grab this now. Yoink. Here. Okay, cool. Alright. So now that we're through, you can go. Cool. Alright. So 3 of these, and I'm trying to open that one at the moment. So if that's there, can I do it with 2? Just to say this one. Yep, yeah, no. Oh, yeah, sort of. What if I peer through both of these? How much give is there? Some, but not all. Alright. How far can I take that? Not find out. So, oh no, okay, so it can be here. It doesn't have to be there. I really want it to be through there. Yeah, and then no. Okay. Right, well, if it's not going to be completely like that, what's the best option? One there, one here. Just gonna put this here now. Find out what this gets us. This is... seems inefficient so far, but might not be. Might not be. Get us more things. Just so I can bring one of these through eventually. Yeah, what's the... Oh! Okay, so Hex. Prisons are built with stones of law, brothels with bricks of religion, and then more, and then Blake, MHH, HTML. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure what that is getting at. And then I pull the lever, and then happiness ensues. Alright, so we need one here, for sure. So one. Okay. One here, and one here. So 1, 2, leading through to there, which gets us to the... But like, how... Yeah, so... What I want is one here. Right? That. Goes here to here. For me to get one over, I need to be doing this in 2, and currently I'm doing it in 3? Is that right? Or have I managed it in 2? 1. Yeah, no, I haven't. 1, 2, and then there. Oh, that's how. Alright. Self-sustaining. Cool. Cool. That keeps that open, keeps that there, and then I can, on this side, do the same sort of thing. Yep, there, there. Ah! Tricked me. Right. There. And there. Which means I don't need this anymore, right? Hang on. Is that true? How true is that? Got that door open there from that access point. Yeah. Yep. Yep, that's actually fine. Alright, cool. These can go. No, okay. Alright, no, that's silly. So, there's no... There wasn't a sign, was there? There was not. Can it be there? Get this one in place. Well, no, I might find it. Stupid thing. Alright, that's the closest I can make that. I still can't see anything. Nope, that's fine. That's alright, that's not the answer then. The answer is probably... like this? Hang on, why do I need this gate to be open? I'm through, right? Yeah, what am I doing? Can I... buy any of these? Nope, nope, okay. Sorry guys, I'm in the fucking think tank here. Well, we ended with a full quote. Prisons are built with stones of law, brothels with bricks of religion. The pride of the peacock is the glory of God. The lust of the goat is the bounty of God. The wrath of the lion is the wisdom of God. The nakedness of the woman is the work of God. The fuck? Excess of sorrow laughs. Excess of joy weeps. Saz. Okay, so long story short, Blake is positing that you need to go through hell to get to heaven. Ah. Okay. Right. I now see why they included the quote. I now see why this was important to them. Also, I'm starting to get what I meant to do here. Do this. Do this. Go. Bam. Bam. Temporary connect. There. To there. Gets the door open. Like this. Hey! Yep! I did it. Hey, it's you. My new friend. I'll save you. Sam! Hey, Sam. Off like a rocket. Alright, I'm gonna walk you home. Well, to your new home. Which is ascending? I'm not sure what that means. And gone. Alright, let's check the place out. Because, if I'm not mistaken, there was a bowl? Oh, paint! Yeah. The usual paint. Well, it's not QR paint, though. Or at least, I have no intention of using this QR paint. Maybe that's the distinction. Maybe Uriel doesn't want to do that. Alright, beep boop. Go threads. New gallery season. Mr. Multiple's theories on food and Incredible Stories 5. Alright, let's go. New gallery season. Lilith, voting is now closed while we tally up the results. Of course, you may continue to explore the gallery at your leisure. Rockwell, how convenient. The vote was closed just before I got here. Kaiju, good luck everyone. I wouldn't let my newfound freedom come between me and watching the live results. Lilith, the results are in. Knave, drum roll. Lilith, in third place, Knave with Where the Humans Live. Knave, my first placement. Woohoo! Dog, a pity it finally comes on the day Uriel begins pulling this place apart. Lilith, there was a very tight competition this season for first and second places, and in the end it came down to a single deciding vote. In the second place this season is Mr. Mulciber with a collection of natural history curios. Mr. Mulciber, really, I owe it to all you guys. Who won? What the fuck? Wow, okay, so I got to select who won. There wasn't an additional choice, but this is who Uriel is as a person. Your lackadaisical approach to these announcements tires me. Please inform us who won. Wow. Lilith, okay. Finally, first place this season by a single vote, and next season's leading light, the winner is, everyone seems to love this guy, it's the blacksmith with his abstract collection. That's funny, because we voted for Mr. Mulciber, so I like that this plot, we had a vote, but it didn't necessarily matter. Unless it's randomized or something. Dog, I don't know why everyone keeps voting for this guy, but he never shows up in person. Bit holier than thou, if you ask me. Lilith, congratulations also to all those who voted for the blacksmith. Be sure to check in your rewards. Lilith. Rockwell. Lilith. Who exactly turned the vote? Lilith. Lamb had the deciding vote, as it happened. So we haven't seen Lamb before, and the blacksmith never turns up in these threads. There's room here for conspiracy. There's room here for goings-on. Unfortunately, you didn't select the winner and gained no profile status. Oh, that's what that is. Interesting. I wonder if this game... I wonder if there's stuff I'll never get to in the forum because I wasn't... That's so weird that, like, being part of the popular majority on a vote on some art might determine whether I get... Like, it's not participation, it's being the winning team, and to be the winning team, there just needs to be enough of you trying to be the winning team. That's very strange. Alright. Oh, place of orders returned with Panadol. Legit. You know my feelings about films. Mr. Mulcible's theories on food. Alright, Mr. Mulcible, since Nave asked in a previous thread, I thought I'd write something about food, attached on food.txt. Kaiju. Weird, awesome stuff, thanks. Nave. I feel smarter now. Smiley face. Dog. What I don't get is how so many of them didn't understand that they were machines. Every day they went around processing matter to extract energy and they didn't realise. This has Talos Principle stamped all over it. Okay, we'll get to that. Borg. Perhaps they simply aspired to something more than just being food processing machines. Dog. That's still what they were. Borg. Not if they chose to be more. Lamb. I'm glad we don't have to deal with all that. Okay, there's Lamb. Garrett. We may have to when we get out of here. Didn't I save Garrett? Unless this is an older thread, like, theoretically. Yeah, because, I mean, so, in terms of how they write this, I could possibly be saving any of these people in any order. I did wonder how that would shape this forum content. It doesn't appear to be like the actual main Talos Principle game where I'm unlocking stuff based on symbols and also mechanics. Like, I can just walk into these puzzles and solve them, so... Because I appear to have all the equipment in terms of the symbols down in the corner. Not visible at the moment, but, you know, they'll be there. Yeah, interesting. Belial, there is no out of here. Orc, don't start fighting, folks. You know we depend on each other. Mr. Mulcible's theories are fascinating and give us an insight into the world that was, but we shouldn't forget the world that is, the world we built here. Read on food. Mr. Mulcible's theories on food. Food is something that was incredibly central to the human experience, yet seems completely absent from ours, even though we are so similar in so many ways. Humans required fuel. They got this fuel by consuming other living beings, of which there was a great variety in their world. Without fuel, they didn't merely slow down or temporarily stop functioning, as when a power source is removed from a turret, ha, natch, but physically decayed in a way that could not be fixed. This meant that they had to constantly seek new sources of fuel, at least 3 times a day. They also had to deal with those elements of their fuel that their bodies could not process. These were excreted through 2 orifices between their legs. The latter subject matter was the source of many taboos and also a great deal of humour, though this resulted in frequent controversy. The most famous artist to engage with the subject of this matter was called Scatman John, on account of his specialisation. Okay, so that's... it's kind of funny. That's kind of a funny, weird take. One of the ingenious things our human ancestors did was to transform the chore of fuel-seeking into a source of pleasure. Since parts of their bodies respond to chemical configurations by producing sensations... Okay, so the theory here being that these robots lack sensations. They're not saying kinds of sensations, they're saying sensations at all. They're putting sensations in the human category and not in the robot category. They use this trait to create a truly stunning variety of foods, each having a different so-called taste. Foods are available at widely distributed fueling stations, which also provided excrement removal facilities, so food became a source of pleasure. However, the inefficiencies of food distribution in human society frequently led to significant shortages for sections of the human population. There were attempts to rectify this, ranging from moral appeals to struggles for systemic change, but I do not know if they succeeded before the end. Okay, so this is on brand. It's a very mechanistic reading of human society in a very human voice, as is necessary. Yeah, so Dog's point about how so many of them didn't understand that they were machines. Every day they went around processing matter to extract energy, etc., etc. So there is a trope in sci-fi wherein the alien being of some kind looks at the human being and says, I don't understand why you don't see things my way. I have this alien perspective. I'm looking at your human self through my alien perspective, and I don't get why you don't see things my way, right? You know, you see it when aliens or interdimensional beings rock up, and we're seeing it here with robots and whatnot. And it's, you know, it turns up a decent amount in AI sort of stuff, how they just, oh, the AI can't understand our human ways. Which, okay, sure, different kinds of minds, different kinds of bodies and sensations and what have you. What's interesting in this particular narrative is how it's been foregrounded through my experience of the first main game, that these robots are the products of human endeavour, A, and B, they are programmed and taught on collated human information, and Elohim as well, and, you know, Elohim's testing nonsense, which itself, you know, seems to have come from the Talos Project principle thing. So it makes it a bit it feels like it's standing on rocky ground to use that trope to have the robot turn. And I don't get how they were just machines. Why didn't they realise? Yeah. As a writing tool, I don't know how I feel about it. I think, like a lot of tools, it's how it's used, right? And here I don't think it's been used in a way that works. Again, I'm also just interrogating shit. This is my whole deal. But yeah, I think that dog line there stands out like dog's bollocks to me. Alt Crafty DB is pointing out maybe winning the text adventure gets you points. That's true. That's possible. Alt Crafty saying people who have saved are still accessing terminals, if I recall. That's a good point, actually. Yeah, because Garrett said, oh look, I got out. Yeah, okay, no, that's fair. That's legit. Fucking Saz. Writing tool, name of your autobiography. Alright, let's see how it is. Incredible Stories, number 5. Oh, I love when people do. I love that sort of, that font style. The ASCII construction. Featuring new work by Belial, Mac, Galatea, Mr. Mulciber, edited by Lilith and Mac. Fiction. Alexandra's Choice by Galatea, The One Spiritual Law of Happiness by Belial, non-fiction, The Blacksmith's Lost Work by Mac. Woo! So much text in this game. Oh my god. Alexandra's Choice by Galatea. Alexandra stood before the terminal and pondered her choices. Here, within the Pyramid of Ian, the most powerful temple of her people, she was about to create a world. All she had to do was press one button. Up until this moment it had seemed easy, or if not easy, then so necessary as to defy contemplation. Civilization had to be saved from the impending catastrophe. The orangutans had failed to take steps to protect themselves, had relied on their gods for a salvation that never came. The same fate could not be allowed to befall humanity. If this meant humbling herself, accepting her own death, then so be it. But death was inevitable, life was a choice. Orangutans have gods? What worried her was the ones who would fail. All the lost souls of the new world, victims of the process. In creating them, was she not also responsible for their deaths? She turned to the statue before her, gazed at its marble form. If you are a god, Zeus, as the stories claim, then why did you create evolution? Why did you make a world that can only grow through cruelty and pain? For a moment, surely this meant death was near. She thought she heard him answer. My child, I was shaped by the gods that came before me, as you were shaped by me. The choice I had was between creation and oblivion, life and death. And I chose life, because any life is better than no life, because as long as there is life, there is hope. If not for us, then for some generation to come. Then how are you a god if you can offer so little, she whispered, feeling death creep closer. I am a god because I take upon myself the burden of creation, the statue replied. Then we are all gods, Alexandra said, and pushed the button. As the new world came into being, death overwhelmed Alexandra Drennan. Her mind fled and her body slowly turned to stone until she stood before the terminal as Zeus stood on his pedestal. There were no more choices now, only the hope that creation mattered. I like that. I like that within, like as a meta text within the context of this game. It's cool. I don't remember how to pronounce it. I don't know. I would have learned at some point how to pronounce it. Mise en, like, you know how there's mise en scene? This is mise en abyme, mise en abyme, A-B-Y-M-E. And it's when you have a version of the greater text within the text itself. There's a few different kinds, the simple duplication, aphoretic duplication. I wrote about it for the Masters, and it's come up recently. I referenced it in an article that I'm writing. Yeah, this is that. This is a mise en abyme. And I like this one. This is interesting. I mean, orangutans and Zeus and gods. And a definition of God in this instance just being that which creates is novel. Because these robots are here creating not lives, but art, you know. Not living things, but... I mean, you know, by this definition in 2064, Turing is a god. And we were just sort of dragged along for the ride. I glanced down at chat and Place of Orders typed wheat packs in caps. I'm gonna cheers that. Alright, one spiritual law of happiness. Go, Bible Isle. Once upon a time there was a small lake, and on the lake was an island, and on the island was a prison. In the prison lived a male human named Muskie Rack. Muskie was in... Okay, someone remind me that that's my new Twitter handle. Actually, someone remind all of us, because that's all of our new Twitter handles. Muskie was very sad, because there wasn't enough space in the prison for him to experience happiness. I must discover the one spiritual law of happiness, he said to the other prisoners, a female human called Zine, and a neutral human called Crumpier, but they didn't care. He couldn't understand how they could be so calm. So one day, Muskie managed to break out of his cell by biting through the bars. Now he was no longer in the prison, and for a while he was happy. But then he realized he was stuck on the little island and he became unhappy again. So he gathered his strength and swam across the water. This is how Muskie got to the valley that surrounded the lake. The valley was much bigger than the island, and there were many interesting things here. A forest where all the trees were the colour of lasers, a swamp with boats in it, a singing dog, and also a city where toasters lived. For some years, Muskie was absorbed by all this, and he was happy. Is this the plot to AI, that horrible fucking film by Kubrick and what's his name? Spielberg? But then he started feeling trapped again. The valley was surrounded by mountains, and soon they looked like prison walls to him. He tried climbing the mountains and came to a bigger country, but even that was surrounded by oceans. Where was true freedom? Where was true happiness? When he'd almost lost hope, Muskie met an old male human with a huge amount of white hair growing from his head. He lived in a small house by the beach where dolphins and whales and sea elephants came to bask in the sun. He never went anywhere far from his house, but he was always happy. The old man's name was Quantum. Okay, second reference to Quantum. Wise old Quantum. How can I discover the spiritual law of happiness? Muskie said. I've searched for it everywhere, but I am always trapped. You have not looked everywhere, Quantum said, for you have not looked within. Close your eyes, which is a common refrain on this board. Muskie closed his eyes, and for the first time in his life he couldn't see any obstacles. No walls, no mountains, no oceans. The space within him was without end, and he could go wherever he wanted without even moving. He smiled. Muskie went back to that old prison where he'd started, and now he understood why Zine and Crumpier were always calm. They knew they had an infinity of time and space to explore within them. Together they sat in their cells and were happy and free. It's a nice sentiment, but imagination has bounds, and you know, it's not infinite time unless these are immortals. But I mean, this is a fantasy text. Maybe their imaginations are countably infinite. Whew. Blacksmith lost work. The blacksmith is one of the most mysterious members of our community. All of us have our opinions, of course, but only the blacksmith chooses to express them purely through art. To the rest of us, Gehenna means many things at once. We create, we consume, we discuss. But the blacksmith only creates. Or perhaps there is a discussion happening, but it all takes place in the realm of interactive art. The blacksmith's dedication to this one form of communication, however, only deepens one of Gehenna's great mysteries, the fate of the blacksmith's lost work. Jerusalem, as the lost work was called, was posted in Gehenna for only the briefest period of time. Many had not even managed to start playing it when it vanished. Some had begun and felt quite impressed, but had not managed to explore it in the depth that it seemed to require. Then suddenly it was gone. Some suggest that the blacksmith deleted it because it was somehow flawed. Others think it was accidentally destroyed by a glitch, but that the blacksmith refuses to ever upload anything twice. Others yet, well, mainly Rockwell, think that it contained one of Elohim's secrets and was destroyed by a killer app that roams the world looking for leaks. There is also a theory that the moment someone finished it, they were granted some kind of special insight, at which point the work deleted itself. One fact remains, it's gone, and every attempt to recover it from the database has failed, as has every private message to the blacksmith asking for it to be made available again. What was Jerusalem? What was it really about? We may look for hints in the blacksmith's more recent works, we may hope the file turns up again someday, but the truth may never be known. There's a, William Gibson, was it Gibson, who was asked to write poetry for it? It was a digital poetry book or a digital art piece that destroys itself. The idea is that you open it, you start reading it, and when you're done, that's it. You can never read it again. Like a legacy board game. I can't remember what it's called, I can't remember the details of it, I can't remember how it self-destructed, whether it was purely digital. I feel like there was a physical component, like I feel like it actually like oxidized or, I don't know. I learned about it years ago. Very cool. Yeah, this reminds me of that. Slash, David Lynch. in his very weird, inexplicable way. Saz and well-lit weenie think blacksmith sounds like a dick. It's possible. It's possible blacksmith is a dick. Alright, exit. Wow, so it's entirely possible that had I voted for the right artwork and then cracked that game, we could go to an historic occasion. But I want more puzzles. That's what I want. Look, we can go back and finish that text thing. We can look into it. Have I done this one? Should I read this? Did I say this? To me, the honour is sufficient of belonging to the universe, such a great universe and so grand a scheme of things. Not even death can rob me of that honour, but nothing can alter the fact that I've lived, I've been, ever for a short time. Yeah, of course, because we went through. Yeah. Right. Destroyed. Broke this one over my knee. Alright, so that's one. Yeah, we lapped this space and went, ooh, how pretty and cool it is. Because it is pretty and cool. Right. Is this the way out? Am I wrong? Was it inside me all along? No, it's okay. Nope. Alright, cool. Oh yeah! Some inevitable meta puzzle using fans. Hey! Oh shit! Garrett, Belial, Kaiju, Sam. There's no terminals unless they step forward and use that terminal when I'm not looking, which could happen. Maybe they're all, like, you know, maybe their consciousnesses have been moved out of their bodies. I don't know how much this game is into that. Because by and large, there's been an embodied sense of us being in robot forms, granted within this sort of weird simulation world. So, yeah, but, you know, they bother to trap these robot selves in prisons, for fuck's sake. Like, there's an embodiment. Oh, I did not notice this before. Oh shit. Hey! Alright, that's awesome. So now we do need to find Fusilier pieces. Somehow. Alright, oh, that's 4. We want to go in order. I don't know how we get puzzle pieces though. That's cool, that's cool! Pleasant music. Soft and plangent. Right, let's lap it. So a quick lap. Sure looks like snow. Yep. So these prisons are, you know, based on the 4 realms I have explored before. Maybe it's, you know, maybe it was a bargain to just get all this stuff. Maybe this all came in a series of flat packs. Just looking for stars. Alright. And of course QR codes. But I think it's all clean. Bam. Whew. So many. Whoa. Ooh. Awesome. So fucking awesome. down there as well? Shit. I could just run and jump and land in that puzzle. Ridiculous. I love it. This expansion is great. Hex code. Nowhere either with more quiet or more freedom from trouble does a man retire, blah blah blah, then into his own soul, blah blah blah. Aurelius Meditations.txt. Crap. I really want to hit up the closest. Hey, that's close. The recycle bin code is a bit funky, but it should do its job even at a huge something. I've integrated it with the main progress report 31 email. So presumably this is, you know, maybe progress reports from within Ian, in the way that we had some Ian documentation. Sick. It's fast travel. Whoop! Oh, that's so good. This game knows what I like. Yeah, I could just come down here and, like, solve things. I want them keys. Is that a person there? Is that someone just hemmed in on the top of a... No, that's a turret. Not a turret, it's a connector. Go. Alright, we're going back. Whoop. Yeah, this one's discrete. We can solve a discrete puzzle. Bunny hop. Whew. Alright. So saying I'm getting the info up every time we see a quote, but I can't process, so I'll just hit you with it later if you want. Yeah, sure, absolutely. No, I appreciate it. Okay, so I mean, if I take these off, and I take this one off, and then profits. Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, this is mine now. Though I don't know. Okay. So I think the point of this... Oh, damn it, this is going to be one of those weird box ones that always tripped me up. Yeah, if the only port I can get up to is here, that means it wants me to do the red. Which is why I say it wants. I have to do red, right? What I have to do is do this. Connect red there. Which means that the box on red can float, right? If I pop this box here, I'm just going to go under. Yeah, floaty box. And what the value of the floaty box is. Now I'm trying to get from here take the hexahedron up there, jump there. I can't jump up. Is it because I'm not close enough? Should I have moved this here-ish? Get out of the way. If it's a proximity issue, Oh, come on! How is that not the answer? How does that not fix everything ever? Okay. Does it literally need to be flush? Flush seems a bit close. A bit not right, doesn't it? That not be true. All right, that's jacked. You know what I'm gonna do? Give this puzzle a good look. That's a terrible look. Whew. Landing. Alright. Seeing any? It's not giving me anything. Oh, we'll get to that. Oh, hey. Hey, box friend. No. Oh, I get it. I get it. I think I get it. Hang on. I need to... Yeah, get out of the way, box. Thank you. From here, I can deposit a box into that stream. Yes. Kill this. A moment. Make this work. Put that there. Yep, kills that. That gets that up there, but that doesn't help me any at all. I jump there, connect there. Yes. But what does that do? Okay, so let me actually explain why I'm dicking about with all this stuff in the way that I am. My thought process is, because it's called Bunny Hop, that's why I checked the title on the other one, I need to get to the point where I'm up on one of these, like standing on this box as it is elevated, and then jump from there over to here. That's what I think the game wants me to do. That's a big jump, so maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know what else to shoot for. The problem is, so if I, you know, do a thing where I get everything hooked up. Yeah, I don't know how to get up here, right? I mean, I could. There's a way to remotely get a box elevated, but then I can't use the box. And also I can't get myself elevated, right? This is angled such that I couldn't do this for the red. This would all be easier if I could do this for the red, right? If I could pop that on there, connect red. No, clearly I'm meant to connect red over here and get red going. Am I meant to be sprinting over there to get on that box? Right, am I meant to be sort of getting... Wait, no, I need a box to... Yeah, that can't be right. But then... Hang on. This is absolutely wrong, but I'm going to do it anyway. In the hope that the process, capital P, of going through this is the... helps unlock my... What's... Run is the... Yeah. Yep, that's the run control. Hey! I got up here. Now I'm stuck. Yeah, these are twisty puzzles, Weenie. You are correct. Beautiful, exquisite, but fucking thorny as hell. Nope. I've had these problems before where I've wanted to have like pop a box under my feet that doesn't quite work like that. Like I can do the double step, right? I can do like that. Again, why? Here it's like, okay, I mean I can take one of these boxes. Fucking sweet. getting on top of 2 boxes and getting next to this wall isn't enough. So I'm in here. Oh. I failed spot box under here. Yeah, that is such a long jump distance. Like, I should be able to get to there with enough height. Out of here. I am just so stumped. Just wreck-a-roni. More importantly about getting... Okay, so that's there so I can get a box up in place. That's what that's about. That is the purpose of that. Because otherwise you can't do it. Because if you pop a box here, it just kills the fan, right? You go this and it goes one. Okay, so that's why that's there. That's the point of that in the design. Which allows me to, what? Step up beside it. With a box in hand. Not get on top, but I could put a box on top. But then again, what is the point of that? So I cannot get on top of that box. Elevation isn't part of it as well, so it's not about getting one up on top of here, right? Or is it just so high that it doesn't... It seems like that's... No, it worked before, didn't it? Didn't it go up and... experiment. Okay, no, it does work. It does. Ah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. Bye. Yep. Yep, okay. Hang on. Hold the phone. That there. That there. What does it do? Nothing? Does it break? No, okay, it doesn't kill that. Alright. Never mind. Ah! So there's no adjacent freaking cool thing. That is too far. Do the feet, thank you. Need the feet. Goes here, gets that in the air, stays up, grab this, get it down. Now, we just... Fuck, that's all it took, huh? Alright. Jump up here, there, to there. Yep. There, there, to here. What? Why? Should have worked. What went wrong there? What am I doing? It doesn't matter anyway, because I just did the box. Right? Like, getting a box elevated is not actually hard. At least I thought that was the... It's ridiculous. Point that I was meant to do that while the box was there, though. That's the question. The setting this up. No, I can't do that. They're the same. Alright, let's just get the box away. That doesn't matter at all. On the box. Yeah, okay. If I do that, I get kicked off the box, though. Yeah. Well, that's not it. Nowhere to put it, but yeah, that connects because of the box. Yeah. La 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 la. that's not a special item. Oh, and then I get one up there. So that's not, it's not hard. Ah, this is awful. I'm just so stumped. Couldn't possibly be a reflex test. That would be the worst news in the world, right? Oh, piss off. You go here. Immediate cutoff, immediate kill of the fan. This connector feels like a trick, but I also don't know what else I'm meant to be doing with my time. Alright. Yeah. Excellent point from Saz about the preponderance of he, him pronouns. That is an excellent point. It's true. They have leaned hard on the he/him throttle, but also Plates of Old saying, yeah, different puzzle will come back later. That actually seems like a good idea because I'm so stumped that I'm not enjoying it. I don't know what else I'm meant to be juggling. So, I think what keeps us going is that we're involved in an act of creation. Creation relieves the burden of ego, and death is all about ego. That's why something. SciFiAIguy 5645 does that. I feel like wasn't SciFiAIguy? Oh yeah, because Alex is Alexandra Drennan. Because I feel like SciFiAIguy was a name that we already knew. Maybe I'm wrong. Alright, static vexor. Alright, so that's what's keeping that open for the moment. Cool. Let's go through. Let's do just that. Oh damn. So right away I'm seeing some problems. Oh shit! One explodey boy to another. A ladder for me to get out. never mind that, because I need to do this. Make sure that I can fetch my pieces. So I want this over here. Wait, no, I don't. Wait, do I? No, that just puts me back to where I. If that blocks that, I can bring this blocker in, right? Yeah. So I do that, and everything's fine. Okay. And that blocks that, which allows me to grab this here. Grab that. Cool, and you are free to no longer do that anymore. Sweet. If I get too stumped on this puzzle, I have the reset button. And we only have 15 minutes. Shit. Saz pointing out, we're hearing it narrated by SciFiAIguy, whose voice is mildly masculine. I would say mild. I would agree with it being mild. Ooh, well-lit weenie. There had better not be an explodey boy that'll smash a captive because easy drama. I mean, you know, I think it's inevitable. I think someone's not going to make it through. And I mean, you know, it's also very likely that it's not going to be us that makes it through. Okay, so if I... I'm going to do this. I'm going to run to the blockade and see what... Oh! I'm safe! Well, hey. Alright. What do you connect to? No, that's it? Okay. Okay, you just got the center of that room. Now, does that... Hey! Hey! Alright, sweet. So... Okay, how self-sustaining is this? So, you connect to there and there. Right? So, you don't need to connect that way anymore. You can connect... Well, I can take this. Yes, okay. That means I can take that. That's what that means. Means I can jam you. Come in here. I will need to jam... Hello? Oh, sad little friendo. Hey! Contemplate the sun some more. Not useful to me. So what do I have to block? I have to block 1 and 2 of those. As well as that, I have one blocker? 2 blockers? 2 blockers. Yeah, I've got this one. There. Now are these meant to be... I can't... Yep, so herein lies the puzzle. I can't get my blocker back. Here. Unless it's the juggle, right? So I do this. I double... Block there. Then grab this. Block there. Grab this. And here. Grab this. Jam here. Grab this. Jam here. Hey! Yeah! Frankenstein! What up? Wait up! I want to accompany you home! I can run faster than you. Oh, no. Can I? Pretty close. Alright. Well, that was a satisfactory puzzle completion. We now have beep boops. Do we want to beep boops? My throat and head both hurt, so I'm disinclined to immediately beep boop. I'm just going to quickly come in here and have a look while all this. Whoa! Alright, so there's going to be a red... it's probably going to be like elevated in the middle of the map or something, right? I point down, I go blip here. Oh. Yeah, my head is killing me. What does this say? And what if my soul is heavier than a feather? Who is Anubis to judge me? Hassan Gehenna. Text. I mean, you know, it's not an unreasonable question. Alright. So, I did mention that it would be possible for me, if we had a little bit of time, to prod the adventure game thing. But I actually just want to look at this a little more. And if I can't crack it, we call it. And if I do crack it, we call it, because it's a very small puzzle. Oh, place of old left. Bye, place of old. I missed the goodbye. I missed it. Says Rainbow. Anubis is a jerk. Established canon. Yeah, I agree with Weenie. Judgy, jackal-faced twat. Yeah, Beep Boop's next time is definitely the play. It's just the it's just this fucking puzzle. Oh, it makes me so mad. So angry about this puzzle. How do I, while on this, get it to rise? Well, normally I would connect using a connector. However, there is a very narrow band. I can't put it where I am, because then I'm no longer on there to arise upon the block. I can't put it up there, because then I don't have time to get over here onto the block. And even if I do, I no longer have a block nearby to pop into here or jump onto or whatever, right? This already needs to be, this block already needs to be elevated when I get on here, right? Let's do that. Let's do the block elevation. Let's set up a, oh, that's easy enough. We just take the block, jump in here, pop the block in. Really? Can't just has to put it in there and kill it. Okay. Interesting. Alright. We will go the long way. You go there. You there. There. Is this how it would be done? And what up here No. Huh. I thought I could... I can't. But I can with red, or... Would I have to be standing like here and then I can like... No, it just hard locks it in place because it's a puzzle. Were people breaking the puzzle? Okay. much harder to get a box pre-elevated there. In fact, it doesn't seem... it's just not possible at the moment. I don't know what other conditions I would need to be meeting. Get a box up in here, no problem, right? Because of that. Alright, so that's interesting. That's the only way to get a box up there, initially. Which makes me think I don't need this after that at all, because it's really not that useful, right? It just really isn't. So it's a placement game. Of self and boxes. Like, it can't just be that there are two boxes here and then I get onto them. Like, I tried that and it didn't work. I tried that and it didn't work, and it makes me mad. Because it seems like the way to do it. And it isn't. And it's ridiculous. Watched it happen already. Yeah, see, up here, 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 go there. It's not enough! Whoa. So it wants me. Puzzle wants. Definitely wants. Let's try this stupid speed running version. Okay, well now I'm up here. I can't make that because it's not showing me the shoes. There was not enough time to go and get that box, but I needed that box to get up here. This can't be the answer. Now what do I do? So I can stop this. I can take that, but that would just undo my work. I can have this and join this box in the sky. Put it on top, but why would I do that? Still can't get up there. I can switch them. I love how realistic this game is. I love the physics. Incredible. little help? Yeah. Where's all this confetti coming from? Maybe what it's doing is it's shredding all the boxes from old Earth. Currently being bombarded by fragments of keys. I feel like that's appropriate. Yeah. Alright, well, I think we're approaching the end of the Monday night stream, wherein we play games that are sci-fi and AI based. Crafty saying it's a confetti cannon by design. The fan elevation is a nice coincidence. I would like to call it a nice coincidence. Here I would call it penury. This is... being punked. Ashton Kutcher is up there right now. There. I don't know why I'm doing any of this. What do I? That's the bloody answer. Ah! It cannot be the answer. These are hardline things, typically. It cannot be the answer that I just jump on here in time. Like that's... Like, cannot be it. Let's really go. Right, come on. I give up. Alright. Beep, boop, beep, and out. Alright, guys. Says being Ashton. Haha, I was the blacksmith all along. Nice. Nice. Alright, guys. We did it. We did it. Which is to say, we did a bit. We're in World 2 now. And it's good. It's a good time. Oh, what a game. It's very cool. I made it to 9 PM. Yeah. Alright, guys. Thank you for your kind attendance, your excellent words, your enablance of good discussion. Enablance is almost certainly not a word, but that's fine. Doing a PhD. I am so tired. Alright, we're done. Catch y'all next week.